and a shirt, I say.
I ordered one. I haven't received it yet.
I got I'm repping the pod with my shirt. Hey, everybody. We are online. We are live. Hi, guys. We're a little early tonight. Just thought I'd pop on here. Saw people were in the chat room chatting away. So we're just getting things set here. If you guys notice any discrepancies in sound quality between any of us, Jesse, you're looking confused. We all right?
My computer is totally freaking out on me.
No, that's not good. It's not allowed to. Chad, you okay?
I'm doing super fabulous.
You sound so much better. You never got a thing for your thing.
Yeah, well, I ordered two things and then I RMA'd the crap back. So
You what?
and lost the money on one of them.
You RMA? What'd you do?
So I ordered a one that was the sound isolating, that's got the strings and stuff, and the diameter was too big for my mic, and so I had to send it back, and I wound up sending back I RMA'd the whole order. They didn't want to RMA a partial order.
Oh. Okay.
Like jackasses.
Jesse, you okay?
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights.
Oh, fair enough. All right. We'll get through it.
Fair warning.
We always do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, guys, in the chat room, how you guys doing? We've got pro tips for new geocachers. Somebody call in. I want to hear your advice, because we've got a ton here, but I'd rather hear yours than hear mine. I know what mine. And Chad's no fun anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
I want to hear what yours is. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. Give us a call. I want to hear about it. Here's a scenario. Our new geocachers going geocaching in the woods, 10-mile hike. What are you going to tell them to bring? Pretty simple. Pretty simple. We got about 4 minutes till the show starts. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, you two had your stuff in the show notes, and I'm looking through. It's like everything that I'm thinking you guys already have in there. It's like, hey, hang on.
That's what you get for waiting till the last minute, man. You got
Sure. I should have put it in there earlier.
I even do it fair. I don't even do mine and then push it to the rest of the people. I push it and then I do mine. So everybody gets.
Yeah, I will say that I was procrastinating. Yep. That is my number one occupation, procrastinator.
On these kinds, you can't do it. On these kinds of shows, can't do it. Can't. But yeah, guys, we'd love to hear your opinion on all this. 808 got swag. 808-468-7924. 3 minutes ago. Showtime. Jesse Brown is walking away with 3 minutes ago in showtime. Thanks for getting coffee. I, on the other hand, I got beer tonight, Chad. Look at that. Supper Club.
Beer.
Supper Club. Let's put you in a Wisconsin state of mind, sir.
Oh, awesome.
In Wisconsin. Everybody wants to be in a Wisconsin state of mind.
Brewed in Milwaukee?
It is brewed in... It's I can my
Oshkosh.
Capital Brewery. Capital Brewery is not in Milwaukee. It says literally a Wisconsin state of mind. That's what it says. And see right here it says. See what it says right here? Not bad. That's what it says. Not good, but it's not bad.
So it puts PBR to shame.
I'm getting no video from you, FYI.
No video from me. Uh-oh. What happened?
It could be my...
Hey, my camera. Let's see here. Plug my camera back in.
Definitely one of those nights tonight.
I don't know what happened there.
I remember to push live here. There we go. I'm going to forget to push live, so I really have to remember to push live. Bounce. You can call in, man. All you got to do is tell us what you would recommend somebody to do. A brand new cacher. What are you going to recommend to this cat? Pretty simple. Everybody who hasn't gotten clothing yet, look at that. Repping the pod right here.
Yeah, bounce.
Brown, repping the pod.
Doesn't have to be about long hiking caches.
No, it does not. I'll trade one of my path tags for one of those Taz ones.
Okay, well, hit me up after the show. Taz 427, and I will. I only have maybe 10 of them left. I'll gladly trade you one.
Jesse Browns are on their way.
What's that? My path tags?
Yeah.
They are. Should be here this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, Jesse Brown showed in its path tags are on their way. En route. So
finally, talk about procrastinating. I've been procrastinating that for a few years.
And sadly, Chad, I think our background's going to change. Looks like in the next couple of months, we are moving. Yeah, we're going to get a new place with a new pad, and we're going to have a new background. I always love a new background.
Are we talking El Permanente, or are we talking another rental?
Don't know yet. We'll see.
Who knows?
Don't know yet, man. Problem is, it's January in Chicago. Not much is out there right now, so we're kind of looking for a new place to live. You know, so I never put a hat on. I guess I'm going hatless. All right, I'm going to go live, guys. Here we go. It's time to go live. Everybody ready?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to push. I pushed record. Here we go. All right, here we go. You're up. All right, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. I'm Scott Burks. We have the beautiful Shorty Nits manning the phones. And please welcome my co-host to my virtual left, Jazz 427.
Howdy, y'all. Get those phones ready. We've got a fun show for you tonight.
That's right. Tonight's episode is live. It's episode 546, recorded on January 16th. That's today, 2019. And the show is Pro Tips for the New Geocacher. Phone lines are open. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. Hey, Chad.
I bet you're going to talk about Patreon.
Before we get involved in all this stuff, we got to talk about Patreon, sir. Good old Patreon. Hey, guys, you know what? It costs a lot of money to make this podcast work. We really, really could use your help. We want to thank all our current subscribers. And Chad, guess what? We got more subscribers. More people said yes to the Inner Circle. Yes to all the fun stuff on the other side. Yes for paying the base price for clothing in our new shop with I am repping the pod. Hashtag rep the pod. Boom. Hashtag rep the pod right there. Repping the pod. Yes. Our shop is open for business. It's located under our website, under the shop tab, and Patreon members get everything at the base price. We make nothing off of our Patreon members. But to talk about our Patreon members, Chad, we are up to currently 40 Patreon members.
We got any Swedes in there?
We have RAR 285 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He knuckled up to the bar and he said, "Yes, give me some of that sweet Inner Circle." We have got Con Bergeron from Sweden. Good old Sweden. Said, I don't even know what the money is in Sweden. I couldn't tell you. Any idea what the Swedish money is?
Euros?
I couldn't even tell you. Don't even know. But whatever it is, he's knuckling up and he's shelling it out. He's putting the shekels on the table and says, "Yes, I will."
It's like Kronins or I've been there. I can't remember the name of the currency.
You don't know what the currency is? You probably have some currency in a drawer somewhere.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Whatever it is, he's giving it to us. And thank you, sir. DJW House, a local boy out of Grays Lake, Illinois. I know him very well. Says, "Yes, I will help you. Yes, the show is good enough. Yes, I want to see everything on the other side. Yes, I want to pay base price for all the clothing in the shop." So thank you.
And I Googled it real quick. It's Kronos. I was close.
So please give anything you can, guys. It's more fun being a member. It's a lot more fun in the Inner Circle. It's a lot more fun on the other side. We just recorded episode 2. It just came out yesterday of the Friday Night Roundtable. Just came out yesterday on patreon.com. Please give anything you can. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Yeah, that's you.
Oh, tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more information at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
We are also tonight sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go geocaching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
We are also brought to you by FTF Geocacher magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers, written by geocachers with 6 issues a year. FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com. That's ftfgeocacher.com. And sorry, I couldn't help laughing in the middle of that as Jesse's in the background showing the magazine.
The magazine was dancing.
Jessie was doing a phone call last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember when we got them, so she missed bragging about it. Jesse Brown, you like FTF Geocacher. So do I.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to read.
Oh yeah, I just it came, the new episode of what she's got in her hand just came this week. I sat down on the couch, read it. I never sit down and read a magazine, but I'll sit down and read FTF Geocacher. Yes, it was good. Jesse, did you enjoy this week's? Did you read it?
Yeah, absolutely. I always do.
Yeah. Okay.
Cover to cover.
Cover to cover, she says. All right, we got no news and we got no emails, Chad. Slow. Oh, the beginning of the year is always a slow time. But so let's dive right into the show. Guys, you want to give us a call? Anybody out there, anybody in the chat room want to give us a call? Bring in your 2 cents about all of this stuff. The number is 808-468-7924, 808-GOT-SWAG. Give us a call. I want to know what you think would be your answer to this question, because it's really easy. Here is the scenario, guys. For Jesse and Chad, here is the scenario. A relatively new geocacher is about to go geocaching on a geocaching excursion. The geocacher is going alone on a 10-mile wilderness state park trail somewhere in the mountains during the early summer with sunny skies in the forecast. The trail is geared with a difficulty level of easy to moderate hiking. Now, our assignment was to come up with several trusted geocaching and hiking tips. And they must be unique from all of ours must be unique, and of what you would suggest to this new geocacher. So what would you tell this guy who says he's relatively new, he's going on a 10-mile hike on a trail in the mountains, early summer, sunny skies, and it's easy to moderate hiking? What would we say to this guy? I would like to know, anybody in the chat room, what you would say to this guy. 808-468-7924. 808-468-7924. Meanwhile, we're going to get started. I would say, and this has always been my mantra here, my first one out of the gate for this is mark your car. If you got a GPS, even most iPhones now, if you have a phone, mark your car. Know where your car is. So God forbid something happens, you at least have something that can lead you back to your car.
And Google as well. If you use Google navigation to get to the place, now usually when it's at the end, it has an option there. Mark your car.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, mark.
Waze does it too.
Yes, and you used to be able to do it in your GPS as well. You still can, I guess. But
you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to always do it in my GPS. First thing I walked out of the car, boom, mark the car. Always. When I use the GPS, now I rarely use a GPS. But yes, when I did, and I know where the car is. So Chad, you're up.
I would say footwear. You need to consider the environment that you're in, of course, but don't go in something that's open-toed. Don't go in sandals. Don't go in flip-flops. Even if it's an easy trail stuff, you're going to go a little off trail. You're going to wind up getting your feet into stuff that you don't want your open toes in. Yeah, we all have those idiot friends of ours that are still going to wear sandals even in the dead of winter. But
or shorts for that.
Or shorts for that matter. But do something at least reasonable, like tennis shoes. You don't have to necessarily be hiking boots, but at least do something that's is at least covering your feet, like a solid pair of tennis shoes or hiking shoes.
I agree with that completely. Yeah, so many times. The footwear, I think, is a very, very important decision going hiking, what you're wearing. I always like to wear hot. I have low hikers, you know, like but usually when I go out into the woods, I'll put the high tops on. I won't wear the lows, you know, just extra protection with the ankles. But always, I'll never go caching in gym shoes if I know I'm going into the woods. That's always hikers, you know. And my advice is to invest in good ones too. Don't, you know, I would recommend, you could go to Walmart and get a pair if that's all you can afford, so be it. But if you can afford, just, you know, the better pair, the ones that are more comfortable, ones that will last a much longer, you know, a good set of Merrell, you know, or just favorite pair, Jesse, you love, what's the pair that you love? Keens. You love Keens.
My high tops that I'm wearing right now are Keens, and my low tops that I'm wearing are Merrells, and they're both great. And then there's a pair of Columbia that I have my eyes on right now, but we'll see if I get them. And going along with the footwear discussion, make sure your boots are worn in. When you go out and you get brand new boots, don't wear them on a multi-mile hike your first time. You will get blisters, and even if they are worn in and you're still prone to get blisters, put Vaseline on those areas that you know are going to rub underneath your sock. Put it on your foot, put your sock on, put your boot on. It'll at least help prevent a little bit of that blistering.
Yeah, I made that mistake one geocaching day. Geocaching day 2009. I bought brand new duck boots, and I wore them for the first time that day, and they were above the ankle, a little above the ankle boots, you know, like so up to the calf, and it rubbed my calf, and I didn't have the correct socks on. And when I tell you, my calves, I had like holes. I had like 3 layers of skin taken off my calves. But
I hear you.
Like 17 hours that day, and it just trashed, absolutely trashed.
And so I use Merrells as well, and they've recently in the last few years come out with some that are shoelace free, that have these little pull up things that you cinch down, and those things are awesome because I don't know about you, but I always get my shoelaces caught on something in my shoe, and I'm having to tie my shoes several times on a 10-mile hike. And these things, I never have to tie my shoes again.
Nice. I always get stick tights on my laces.
Yeah.
And these little things, stick tights, don't stick to them.
Jesse Brown.
Yes.
Jordanets, you're up.
Obviously, you know, there's a few obvious ones. So there are 10 essentials that you should always have, and we can kind of go through these if you want, or I can just say them all, and then, because most of them I think are on our lists anyway. So the 10 essentials for any sort of hike in the woods: navigation, that's sort of a given, sun protection,
right,
insulation, illumination, first aid supplies, fire, repair kit and tools, nutrition, hydration, and emergency shelter.
You're getting serious with the fire and emergency shelter and insulation things here. Well, I mean, those are things that I don't carry, but you know, if you're out on a serious 10-mile hike, definitely consider it. But
I do have in my pack, I carry matches. I carry one of those silver insulated blankets, and I carry what was the other thing you said was a serious one?
Emergency shelter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say like a blanket would be, if you're stuck in the woods overnight and you have one of those insulated blankets, that's better than nothing.
Right.
And as far as the insulation goes, I take that as like dress in layers. You know, always dress for the coldest.
Yeah. Like
you know, you can always peel off layers as appropriate.
Right. I agree with that. And you know, for the emergency shelter in that case, and the fire, I leave those in the car, but that's when I'm not in a overnight hike. So that's just me. But if I got into some of the serious hiking that I could get in around here, then it definitely would be worth it on the trail in case something did happen.
Right. Well, here's funny because my next one up, Chad. It's funny that you mentioned that because my next one is always assume you're going to be spending the night there and bring what you appropriately need. And I find that very smart. Assuming you break your leg and you're gonna have to spend the night there. What would you need in terms of matches, a sweater, basic first aid? What would you need in your bag to spend the night there if you unwillingly needed to spend the night there? If you're going on that kind of hike, that I feel is what you should have in your bag. And when I do go on those kind of hikes where it's a long hike or I'm going pretty deep in the middle of nowhere, I will take extra precautions on what I'm bringing. And funny, I'm going to get back real quick to what Jesse said. One of the things that most people totally overlook, and I've been very guilty of this and been in very much pain because of it, is sun protection. You don't think that you're in the sun all day, and you don't put something on your face or something on your shoulders or whatnot. It's a very warm day, and you got a wife beater on or something like that. I mean, you're going to get roasted.
Yeah.
With me, I always forget, I'm going bald up here and I always forget to put stuff. I usually wear a hat, but this gets sunburned all the time because I forget it's there. I assume I forget I don't have hair there, so it's it's one of those things where it's you got to put sun protection on. You will get roasted and you'll be miserable.
Yeah. That's one thing that I tend to do significantly more than other people. I'm a little bit lighter than a lot of individuals, and therefore I will turn into a lobster pretty damn quickly. So it's been a few years since I've been Mr. Lobster. So
okay, you're up to your next one.
I'm up next. So we already said hydration, but I don't think we said snacks. So, for that kind of a distance of a trip, having some snacks with you, some food, if you do get stuck, you need to keep fueled up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Snacks is a necessity. We usually bring lunch,
Yep.
all day,
They have, I've kind of been eyeing one maybe to buy. They now have insulated cooler backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and they look pretty neat. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be time to invest in one of those.
I tend to be more like jerky and cheese crackers and peanut butter crackers and stuff.
We're granola people, but if we're going to lunch,
granola,
we'll bring sandwiches if we know we're gonna, if we're gonna be there through lunch, then we'll bring sandwiches.
Well, the scenario is a 10-mile hike. I mean, even if you're walking at a good pace, that's 20 minutes a mile.
Yeah.
So, but if you're actually stopping and searching and navigating, you're looking at
it's all day.
It's an all-day hike.
Right.
Yes, you're going all day. Yes,
definitely.
But yes, you should bring food, and usually we do. We will bring lunch. Jesse, anybody in the chat room? 808-468-7924. Let's hear yours. Come on, you know what we're doing here. Go ahead, Jess. What's yours?
So I used to run a lot, and one tip that I picked up just for my running is they make an anti-chafe bar. And so if you're hiking pants maybe have a rough seam or something like that after several hours of walking tends to rub in the same spot, there's actually a bar. It looks like a deodorant bar. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think there's a few different brands, but it's an anti-chafe bar, and so you can put that in whatever area you think you may have issues.
Gold Bond makes a good brand, good quality one.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's usually me at day 3 of a mega event.
Mm-hmm.
You got the thighs going where the thighs are hurting, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get the anti-chafing cream out or powder out.
Jesse's had plenty of time. So.
Oh yeah, I put it on my feet between my toes before I would go for a run.
My next one is, and this is so important. Have a real compass in your caching bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I really mean this. Guys, go to Walmart, go to an REI, go buy a $10 compass, a good one, not a piece of crap one. Go buy a nice good compass, throw it in your bag. Just throw it in your bag. What's the harm? It weighs nothing.
Yeah, I've got my Boy Scout one in my bag, and I also keep a El Cheapo one on that's a part of a carabiner that I use a carabiner on my belt, and then another carabiner to carabine my GPS unit to that one. But it's there with me every time I go out. So
yep, I will tell the story every time that in 2009 when I was a brand new cacher, 2008 when I was a brand new cacher, I took my then 3-year-old son Toby, who's turning 14 tomorrow. I took him out to the woods to go find the cache, and my phone crapped out on me, and I had nothing, and we were in the middle of the woods with nothing, and the sun was going down, and we were so lost. And that very next day, I went and I bought a compass because I knew how to get out. I just didn't know the way. I didn't know, when you're looking for a cache and you're doing that geo dance and you're spinning around, which way is north? Especially if I also occasionally do, and some people call me crazy, is that as I'm hiking, I will turn around and look behind me just to see what the view looks behind me, so I can be like, hey, that looks familiar, because I remember when you're walking, you have no idea if what it looks like. So you don't know if you're going the right way. You have no idea. So occasionally just turn around and just gaze and look at your surroundings so you could see, oh yeah, okay.
And pay attention what general direction you've headed in. That way you can head out
well, when
the
you're
opposite direction.
Sometimes you totally lose that. I've been guilty of that many times where you're spinning around a tree and you're like, I always tell Jesse, I'm like, which way did we come in? Or I'll start walking. Jesse's like, hey, moron, this way. Like, oh, okay, sorry.
And I've been guilty of it walking out and not even paying attention to my GPS unit, and then getting a half mile down the thing is like, this isn't looking right.
Guys, it's seriously, guys, if you don't have a compass in your caching bag, just go buy one. It's so easy, God forbid, may you never have to use it.
And if you don't have one and you're stuck in that situation, I mean, there's some tricks that you can learn, the fact that moss and other growth grows on the south side of the trees, things like that, so that you can at least orient your way to figure out which way you're headed. Right. On the north? Sorry, north. Wait.
Yeah, the sun goes around the south.
Yes, you're right, on the north. My bad.
Go ahead, Chad, you're up.
I would say a flashlight. This is and not your smartphone. Your smartphone does not count as a flashlight. I'm sorry. If you're out there in the dark, your smartphone flashlight might be able to read a page on a book, but it's not going to light up that trail.
Right. I had that was my next one too, is bring a flashlight even in the daytime. Yep. You never know. And you can't even tell you how many caches I found with my flashlight in the daytime because I had my flashlight to look into a down tree or whatnot. I could actually see. Oh, yeah.
And sometimes even up in the trees in the daylight, you get that glint of light with that flashlight bouncing off of a metallic container.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Jess Brown.
Wear a hat. Lots of reasons to wear a hat. Protect your head. Keeps the glare out of your eyes. Keeps trail debris out of your eyes. And in the fall around here, we have really bad spiders, and so you can put your head down and knock through the spider webs with the brim of your hat.
I do it all the time.
Yep, absolutely.
Come August, that's spider season. Yes.
Yep. And then when they get really bad, you have to hold a stick in front of you.
Oh, just wave the stick. But yeah, and it's good. Yeah, sun protection. Again, guys like me who got the old, the built-in yarmulke going. It's and you forget to put sunscreen on it. A hat always helps.
Even for me, I get sunburned on the part of my hair, and that's very painful.
You get sunburned on your part?
Absolutely.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't have a natural part, so I don't get sunburned there.
And he's got a full head of hair. Look at
well, it's receding, so nicely.
He might be younger than you in a couple of days, huh, Scott?
Yes. No, I think he's younger than me already. Isn't he? How old are you, Chad?
I'm 48 at the moment.
Oh, he's older than
you. He's older than you. Somebody has a birthday this weekend.
I'll be 48 on Saturday.
I turned 48 in November.
Oh, okay. So you're 47. Wait, you turned or you will turn?
I turned 48 in November.
Oh, okay. So you're like
I'm a 1970 baby.
Oh, I'm a 71. I'm an early 71 baby. Oh. I'm grayer than you though, so
I'll give you that.
where are we? Okay, Jesse, are we up to you? I think we're up to you.
Yeah, I just suggested the hat.
Okay, so it's my turn again. Sorry. Okay,
Mhm.
you suggested the hat. Yes, a hat. Every time, Jesse, have you ever gone caching with me not wearing a hat?
No, and I get so mad at myself when I forget mine.
In the 6 years you've known me, have I ever cached without a hat on?
No. Mm-mm.
Never.
I almost always cache with the hat on.
Always.
If it's sunny out, I'm caching with the hat on.
Oh, absolutely. If it's not sunny out, I'm caching with a hat on. Okay. In your bag, extra socks, and if you could fit it, toilet paper in your bag if you're going on that hike. You know, something like me, I hike 10 miles. I'm about 2 miles in, you know, that hike gets things moving, you know, especially because usually we Jesse and I usually have a big breakfast before we go hiking. And so
TMI.
moving. And you know, if sometimes you got to do it, you got to do what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
Helps if there's toilet paper. I've had Jesse Brown. Is there toilet paper in my bag?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's definitely good advice, but still TMI.
I even have it in the trunk of my car. True. I have toilet paper in the trunk of my car too. Yeah. Hey man, if you got to go, you got to go. You know. Would you want to use leaves? What do you want to use? Your sock? Come on, man.
Those little fuzzy leaves. Poison ivy.
No, I've done poison ivy. Trust me, it ain't no fun. I promise. Remember that? A couple years ago? Poison ivy everywhere. It was the worst. Chad, you're up. So yes, socks. Definitely. Well, hold on. Definitely extra socks. That's a no doubt. That's a no brainer. You should have an extra pair of socks. I don't currently because I've used the extra pair that I had in my bag. But sometimes you get wet feet, man. It happens, and those extra socks are a godsend when you get the wet feet. So it's really easy. Throw an extra pair of socks in your bag. Put them in the bottom corner, you know, of your bag, and just let them sit. Let them be there.
All right, so I like a hiking stick. So there's two reasons for a hiking stick. One is, you know, to help you when you're hiking in general, especially if the terrain changes unexpectedly. Those moderate trails can become difficult in some areas, but also it's good for the poke it with the stick.
Poke it with a stick.
So, you know, you're getting into a hole and you can't really see what's down there. Don't stick your hand in there. Poke it with a stick. And oftentimes you can hear that cache. You hear that, you know, hear dun 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 thunk. Oh, that's the cache.
Yeah, I bought a hiking stick, Jesse, about more than three, about 15.
Maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I love it. If we go hiking in the woods, I got my caching stick with me. You know, I like it, and it's great when you're on a terrain that's you know that's a slant. It's a great to keep you upright and all that. Yeah, I love my hiking stick.
And keep from planting your ass when you're going down one.
That's right. Absolutely. Yes. I can't remember what I'd say the brand and I'd give them a shout out, but I don't remember what it is. Fortunately.
It is trackable too.
My stick is trackable. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So hey, anybody in the chat room, give us a call. 808-468-7924. 808 got swag. You want to add to this list? Feel free to call us. 808 got swag. Who's up? Jesse Brown, I think you're up. No.
Yeah, Jesse.
Oh yeah.
I was a stick.
You're right.
Bring a camera.
Ooh.
Make sure you know, document your trip, capture your memories. You're bound to see something somewhere along the way that you'll want to remember. So
now, do you carry an independent, separate camera, or do you just use the old cell phone?
Both. I go back and forth. I use my camera a lot for pictures, but then I do also carry a separate camera/video camera to take. You know, it has like an incredible zoom on it, so I can zoom in if there's something far away, and I've taken some neat pictures that way. And then I also does video. So
yeah, we've done the out and about series. I think we're up to 4 or 5 of those with that camera with the video on it. It's a really good camera, you know. So yes, good. Yeah, Jesse. But yeah, obviously yes, take pictures. Take a lot of pictures because you know that's what you're there for. You know, it's a pretty amazing, especially with the certain times of year. It's a pretty amazing thing, you know, to go into the woods, especially like in the winter or whatnot, you know, when after our first snow or something like that, or the fall. My favorite, the fall, you know, when you go out there and it's kicking the leaves and you got a 60-degree, 50-degree breeze going, you know, it's what's better than that, you know? It's amazing.
So do you take pictures of the logbook occasionally?
Yes, he
does. Especially when it's a very hard to find cache.
Jessie does. She usually does the FTFs. Oh, sorry, Jessie, speak for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, I definitely. I always take pictures of FTF log. I will take a picture of a log if it was difficult to find or, you know, relatively few finders. And then I take pictures of like old caches if it still has the original log from 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I think that's really neat. So I like to take pictures of that. And, you know, I have my social media that I post on almost daily. So I'm always snapping pictures for that to put up there. So if anybody doesn't already, follow me at Shorty Nets.
Good plug.
Plug myself. Thank you.
Good plug. Was that hers? That was hers.
That was hers. You're up.
Yeah. Yes. So bring the camera. Yes, absolutely, guys. Always bring a camera. Absolutely. You'd be silly not to. Next up, make sure you focus on your surrounding area more than a GPS unit, please. I mean, you can look at the GPS, but please, I implore you, pay attention to your surroundings. You're going to fall off a cliff, man.
Yeah, there are too many new cachers stare at their phone and look instead of looking at the trail where they're going and walk along. And I've seen some new cachers been with me, and I told them, hey, you know, look at the trail, and then, you know, 5 minutes later they do a face plant because they tripped on something. It's like
that root hanging out, sticking out of the freaking
reached up and grabbed their leg and pulled them down. You know,
I mean, Shane, my youngest, my 8-year-old, loves to hold the GPS while we're going, and of course I let him. But I'm like, dude, look, watch where you're going, and he's like, okay. All I hear is boom, boom, boom. You know, he's just wiping out constantly. He's face planting because he's not paying attention to where he's going.
Yeah, glance down occasionally to make sure you're still on track. But other than that, keep your eye on the trail.
Always, I should be way more on the trail than they should be on the GPS. Absolutely. Chad, before you go, I got a caller here. Assuming is ready to go. Jesse's got him in the screening room. So there we go. Oh, wait. He's she took him out of the screening room. Jesse, he's not ready to go, is he?
Yeah, you want me to put him in the room? Sorry, I may have done that wrong.
Yes. All right, Chad, why don't you go? We're waiting for her. Go ahead.
Here he is. There you go.
What, he's still in the calling queue?
No, he's there.
So,
I think I just heard a beep, so I think I'm on.
Oh, there he is. This is GSMX2. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Where you from, man?
Ojai, California.
Ojai, California. Okay. And what is your recommendation if you're welcoming a new cacher to go out into the woods? What would you tell him to bring?
You know, for anybody who's going out in the woods, I've been using a personal location device, a Spot, for 5 years, and then recently changed over to the Garmin InReach Mini. And when you don't have cell phone coverage, that's just a real nice item to have. And I think I'm prepared enough for myself. So I really think that I have a better chance that I'm going to use it when somebody else is in trouble. And so that's why I carry. I also keep it in my car all the time because here we don't always have cell phone coverage on our highways. And, you know, if I come onto something or something happens to me, I'll have it with me. And that just makes it really worth it.
So these are the ones that like communicate to the Iridium satellites.
That's correct. They're communicate to the satellites, so they always have communications. The Spot, the Spot lets you have 6 different messages that you could just, or 4 different messages that you could just send to anybody. So it's not just for emergencies. I can, I let my wife know when I'm at a trailhead. Every hour I check in, let her know where I am, and then when I get back to the trailhead. And then, of course, you can use it for emergencies if you need to.
And
sorry, Jack.
so the pricing on these though are not inexpensive, correct?
You know, the pricing on the spots, once a year they have them on sale for half price, so they're about $75 for the unit. The subscriptions, they're both of them now have monthly options, about $10 to $12 a month. I forget exactly what they are.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, if I was only going to use it when I was going to go hiking twice a month, it may or may not be worth it. But the fact that it's in my car all the time, that makes it worth it to me.
Right. And that's a lot better than what they were just a year or two ago as far as the monthly subscription prices.
Right. Spot was always a yearly subscription, and then when InReach came in with a monthly subscription, Spot duplicated that. You know, they're competing with each other, so they're competing with each other on price. And yeah, I think it's fairly reasonable. You know, I look at a couple of cases. You know, the guy who wound up cutting off his arm. Had he had a personal location device, he probably would still have a hand. There was a woman 2 years ago who was hiking the Appalachian Trail, walked out, went to the restroom, walked away, went to the restroom, got lost. She survived for 27 days, but, you know, did everything that she needed to do. She just stayed in one place and survived for 27 days, but wound up dying. And again, had she had a personal location device, she could have gotten help.
Good one. Did that come about like?
And is that worth $12 a month? Yes, it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Did that come out like 7-8 years ago? I remember hearing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one?
Who's
correct?
that?
The Spot, the actual Spot thing.
The Spot, yeah, the Spot came out about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yes, I remember hearing about that when it came
maybe
out.
a little longer, little orange thing or little brown thing, and yeah, you know, it's a good unit. The Garmin Mini is a better unit because you can actually communicate and compose messages using your cell phone. So it basically becomes a communication ISP for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, you know, I can actually write a note, send it to my wife, and let her know, you know, not just the 10 messages that I have preloaded, but any message that I want to send her.
Right. That's great. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. If you got mountains and all that, absolutely. That's like a no-brainer, you know.
That's what we have.
Yeah.
We have mountains and a lot of, and not cell phone coverage in them.
Dude, that's great. I love it. Good job. I appreciate the call, man.
Hey, you're welcome. You guys have a good day.
Thank you so much for calling in, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, that's a good one. There you go.
Fun. I got a quick funny story about that. A few years ago, some people probably will remember there was that diversified cacher contest.
Yes.
And one of the prizes that they were giving away was the Spot. And I had my choice between that and something else. I think maybe a book or something. And I did not choose the Spot. Well, and, you know, now, but I didn't really understand what it was or how it worked or, you know, and now looking back, I'm like, oh man, I should have grabbed that Spot.
Respect. I mean, we live in flatlands, you know, I mean, we always rarely not have some kind of cover. We lost Chad, by the way. Rarely do we some kind of, you know, it's really that doesn't happen. So I could see mountains, Appalachians, all that. Oh, absolutely. If me and you ever hike the Appalachian Trail, we will have one of those things.
Absolutely.
No doubt, without a doubt. You know, we'll have one of those things. Chad, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, I think this weather is causing my data to drop out. So
but you are up, sir.
TOTS. So tools of the trades. So, you know, I like to carry things like mirrors, magnetic extenders, tweezers, and out here you need an extendable retrieval pole. So I've got a 14-foot golf ball retriever, so it extends up to 14 feet, but it collapses down to about the size that you can stick into the backpack. It sticks out couple inches from the top of the backpack. But it's good to go hiking around here with, because 1 in every 5 caches.
God, that's terrible.
Seems to be a tot to get it out of the tree.
Yeah, see, I have one in my car, not in my pack, just because usually if it's when I use the retriever pole, it's for one in a park. It's not for in the middle of the woods. Rarely do we see that. It's usually a park, and I run back to the car and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
I found plenty of them 2-3 miles down a trail here. So other places, usually it's a tree climber instead of needing a tot. Occasionally might need a ladder, but those are usually very car accessible. And
we've carried our extendable ladder out into the woods.
Oh, sure we have.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. All right, Jesse Brown. Good one, Chad.
Keep a steady pace. If you are going for a 10-mile hike, don't start out too fast. Just maintain a steady pace. Don't be in a hurry. But, if the sun's going down, maybe you should hurry up a little bit.
That's why. So yes, maintain.
Yeah.
Yes, don't
maintain.
Don't burn yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that one. My next tip: waypoints can literally save your life. Create one. Learn how to create waypoints with your GPS or even your phone, and create one if you go off the trail, if you go on a side trail, that kind of stuff. Create a waypoint. It can literally save your life. If you don't use breadcrumbs on if you're not using obviously a GPS, you can use breadcrumbs and you can go back. But if you're using a phone or something like that, waypoints can literally save you hours of getting lost. Because you're not even, you're on the main path, and also you take this, you think you're going to take this side path, and it's, it's one of those really tiny little paths, and you're taking that for a quarter of a mile, and you screw up, and then you go off the path, or you take another side path. It happens all the time. And if you're not paying attention, and usually you're not, because usually you're looking at your phone or trying to figure something out, next thing you know, you are dead lost. So if you can, try to remember waypoints, learn how to use them and use them. It would help you so much.
So a power bank for your GPS, which that's a little battery operated USB charger for your phone, and extra batteries for your GPS. So I can't tell you how many times I've been out there on the trail, and I started out on the trail. It looked like it had 4 out of 4 bars, and then 3 hours later, hey, it's drained.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. One of those power, and guys, these are like $5 at Target now. I mean, these bars, they're like $5 at Target. I have 2 of them in my bag.
Don't forget to recharge them though after you've used them. Don't throw a dead one back in your bag, and make sure you
recharge it.
Yeah, I keep a 6400 milliamp hour one in my backpacking bag, but if I'm on a serious one, I'll even pull up my 12,000 milliamp hour one, and that thing will recharge my phone like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, Jesse Brown got me one of those.
Yep, that's what we have.
Yeah,
we can both charge twice at least.
Oh, on the one I got, yeah.
Yeah,
you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then
and it has 2 USB ports too.
Right, and I also have a Target one as well in my bag as well, just a simple one. But yeah, guys.
Yeah, I like the small one with a little USB cable for when I'm walking around, because I can stick both my phone and it in my pocket and have that little cable. Going.
Absolutely, yes. Jesse Brown, you are up. Good one, Chad. That's actually going. Yes, battery's so important. Yes.
Yep. We've already talked about sunscreen, but going along with that, don't forget your bug spray also, and be sure to carry extra with you. Apply before you go out, and throw those bottles, both the sunscreen and the bug spray, in your bag, because you will need to reapply.
Yes. If you're a sweater like I am a ridiculously bad sweater. It could be 40 degrees and I'm sweating while I'm caching. Trust me, I reapply all day. I literally sweat it off, and so I reapply all day. So yes, bring some. I mean, me and Jesse, what do we usually stock up at the beginning of the summertime. We buy a ton of bottles and just cars.
Yeah, that was definitely a must in Houston.
Yeah.
Really don't have a problem with it out here where I live. Some people complain about them, but it's like so few out here in comparison to what I've been to. But yeah, I still pack it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. You know, you never know when you're going to need it. If you get out there in an area that is ripe with mosquitoes,
right?
Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Hey, here's a pretty simple one, but most people forget to do this. Tell somebody you're going. Tell somebody you're going into the woods. Don't just go into the woods. Even if it's text somebody and tell them, this is where I'm going, into these woods, into, Deer Grove, Forest Preserve.
Right.
Just tell somebody, anybody. Because if nobody knows where you are. It's really simple. If you're going to go by yourself, tell somebody where you're going.
Yeah, when I'm caching solo, I always text my wife the coordinates of the waypoint that I took when I started on the trail. Here's the trail I'm going down.
No, I wouldn't do that, but I would just say, hey, I'm going to these woods.
I do that though. I'll screenshot like where I park my car. I'll screenshot that and send it to Scott, so he at least knows like where to start looking for me if I don't come back.
So the app that I use actually provides a link so that when she clicks on it, it pulls up a map for her.
Oh, nice, really?
So yeah.
Look at you. What app is that? You're not sharing that app with everybody?
Glimpse.
Oh yeah.
Yes. All right, Jed, you are up, sir.
I have ran out. So I'm gonna say rain gear. So if you wind up looking at the weather report and there's a possibility of rain, throw some rain gear in your bag. You might not need it, but you might.
Well, the same could be said for snow. Snow gear, whether it's boots or snowshoes or whatnot, depending on how the weather's going to be.
Well, see, I know when there's going to be snow here, which is never. Now I go up the mountain, then I need snow gear.
One other thing I carry in my bag at all times, a pair of gloves. Always. A pair of winter gloves. Whether it's summer or winter, I have a pair of winter gloves in my bag just because
they come in handy if you need to grab a cache that a noob didn't realize they were hiding in the middle of a patch of poison ivy. I've had to do that.
Yeah.
Like they literally zip tied it to a poison ivy vine. And I'm like, oh, good thing I have gloves. And that actually brings me to my next one, which is educate yourself on plants to avoid. And not only that, but know what they look like in all seasons, because what it looks like in the summer when it's in full bloom is not what it looks like in the dead of winter. And it still is poisonous in the winter.
Yeah. Poison oak out here looks like a red dead twig. But it still has the oil on the bark. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, and you can get the poison oak.
Let's see what I got here. This is coming off of Chad's thing. I think it was Chad's. Check the weather reports and know what you're getting into. While it may be sunny in the morning, check and see what it's going to be like in the afternoon and or early evening. You have no idea what the temperature could drop 40 degrees for all you know. You have no idea. Well, I figure most people are going to do this. Make sure you do it if you're going on a 10-mile hike. If you're going to go all day into the woods, make sure you know what you're getting into. Check the weather.
Yeah, a lot of smartphones have weather apps that have your location. You can click on it. You can look at the hour-by-hour forecast. You can look at the multi-day forecast and figure it out in no time flat. So there's no excuse for it.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's the old it's the old advantage that I always say: prepare to spend the night. I pack to spend the night. That's just the easiest way to prepare. Assume you're spending the night. You don't want to, but you never know. Jesse Brown, do you have any others? Hello.
Did we lose Jesse?
I don't know. We're on the same. How could we lose Jesse? We're on the same thing.
Looks like she's frozen on the screen.
Or she's having a joke.
Oh, there she popped in again.
Oh, there she is. Hi.
Everything froze. I didn't know if it was me or if it was you guys. I didn't know what happened.
We're on the same network.
I know. I don't know what happened. It was very strange. You guys both froze like mid-sentence. That was odd. Is it my turn?
It's your turn, yes.
All right. My next one. Help keep our forests clean. Take out what you bring in.
The old
Nothing makes me more angry than coming across water bottles, granola bar wrappers on the ground in the middle of the woods, especially when they're near a cache, because you know that was a cacher. No one else is there in the middle of the woods near a cache. So please take it back out with you. And if you can, bring more out with you than you brought in. I always keep a Target bag, a grocery sack in my pack. And if I come across garbage, I'll throw it in and bring it out with me.
Well, I can attest.
Definitely.
Yes, you will. And that being said, I love finding pens. That's always my favorite is when I find a pen. Find a pen right there, right by the cache. You're like, okay, I know I'm near the cache because there's a pen. So I know we're close.
I have never found a pin on the ground at the cache. That's interesting.
That's like all the time I find pens.
Wow.
Here's one, Chad. This isn't really attain to me because there's not that much hunting in the forest preserves where I go to. But hey, man, wear bright clothes if it's hunting season in your area, because you know what? Maybe not the best time to wear the camouflage. Maybe it's the time, or the deer antlers. Maybe it's time to put on an
right. Well, we were out just on New Year's Day, and there were some folks out there with all hunting gear and stuff, and we didn't have a lick of orange on us. I pulled out my orange vest from my bag and tossed it on.
Dude, that's a smart idea. Seriously, because usually we go out in camo. I'm going out in camo. I'm not going out in orange.
And we did hear the guns firing. It's like,
oh, did you?
Okay,
that's creepy, man. Really?
It's like that was the first time I've heard live gunfire in the wild in California. Now in Texas and Indiana, that's kind of normal here.
Right.
Gunfire is usually like in LA or Stockton or.
We got one more call here. We have got Lost Boy Rambler on the phone. Lost Boy Rambler, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. You are from Kansas, correct?
Yes, currently. I'm in the military, so that's where I'm at now.
Oh, do you are there hunters in your forest preserves out there in Kansas?
Other hunters?
Yes.
Like hunting wildlife or hunting caches?
No, hunting wildlife.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't really know what goes on in the hunting world around here.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I'm not a big hunter.
Me neither. No more. Don't feel bad. Neither am I. What do you got for me? You got a tip.
Yeah, I don't know if it qualifies because it's not something you take with you, but more something you leave behind. If I go on a longer distance hike, I like to leave a note on the dashboard of my car where I parked. Because oftentimes I've gotten phone calls of, friendly law enforcement just want to check on the vehicle if it's abandoned or make sure everybody's okay. Or in the case that if I don't come back, then it's got at least idea on where to start looking.
Absolutely. That's a great one, dude. That's a really good one. I've actually used that. And not only have I used it, I've actually been called by the police before on my cell phone. Because I've done that. So that's a great one. That's really good. Yes. If you are going to be all day, that's probably a good idea. Leave a note on the dashboard of your car. I have one of those placards that says, hey, I'm a geocacher. If you need to get hold of me, this is my phone number. And with my cell phone number on that placard is what I have in my car. It's in my,
yeah, that's definitely a good idea, especially if you're parking in a relatively not really permissible location, like on the shoulder of the road.
Yep,
that's exactly when I use it, and that's when I've been called by the cops. It was nighttime, and I was on the side of the road, and I threw it out there because I was in the woods And the cops called. They're like, "Did you find the cache?" I'm like, "No, I'm still looking." They're like, "Okay, but you got to hurry because you got to get out of there." I'm like, "All right, give me 5 minutes." So yeah, that does work, and that's actually a really good one. So that's a really good. Appreciate it.
I have one that hangs on my rear view mirror.
Go ahead, Lost Boy.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, I've left them, but I've never actually been called. But in the back of my mind, I like to think that if somebody comes through, sees it, then goes on and maybe comes back later to check if the car is there.
No
one's actually called me.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Have encountered law enforcement are the times I didn't leave a note.
Really?
And then like on shorter walks, like couple 100 feet, couple 100 meters into the woods, and I come back to the car and I'm like, oh man.
Right, and there's
like, hey, is this your car? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I've had 4 services at my vehicle.
I don't know what geocaching is, but most of the time they know, or they've been
now they do
at least briefed on it.
10 years ago they had no idea.
Right.
Oh yeah, I had many conversations 10 years ago with police who actually had to call it in. Like, has anybody ever heard of this? Like on their CBs, like their thing, like, you know, nobody usually has heard of it. But yeah, I've had that plenty of times. Yeah. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for calling in. That's a good one. That's actually really good. So we appreciate you adding that to this conversation. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks. You have a good night now. Okay.
All right. Hey, you too. Bye.
No, that's actually a really good one.
Yep.
That's one I did not think of, but yes, I have done it before. Mm-hmm. Yes. So
and kind of going along with that, the last one on my list is make sure that there's no valuables in your car, even in your trunk, because parking lots at trailheads do tend to be a target area in certain areas for thieves. Leave your stuff at home.
Right.
Don't even put it in your trunk. It's just not worth it.
Yes. Other than that, have a great time. Some of my best times have been out. I've said it before, one of my favorite things to do is to go out hiking on one of those long ass hikes and getting out there and just stretching your legs and, finding 10 to 15 caches and just hiking all day, especially when it's a beautiful day and you're with somebody you love or your buddies, there's nothing better than that, So do it. Don't be afraid. If all those new cachers out there, guys, caching is about being in the woods. It's not about going to drive ups. It's not about going to parks. Get into the forest. Get out there. Take precautions like we've talked about tonight, but get out there. And it's pretty amazing. And there's some really cool things out in the woods in terms of caches. Hiders, they're not all micros. They're not all bisons. There's some really nice caches, and they're going to take you to something really cool. Which is the beauty of it. So I urge you, if you've never done it before, to take that leap and hype. I grew up not in the woods. I was not a woodsy guy growing up. Now I love the woods, so it took geocaching to bring that and to show me that. So Chad, anything else you want to add, sir?
I love those micros in the woods.
God damn those micros in the woods, man. Especially when it's like an area so large. This huge ass tree like 200 feet away, and you're like, are you dead serious with that?
But seriously, some of the best caches can be found in the woods.
Absolutely.
Those huge, large containers, those unexpected containers, those funny toilets in the wood containers, those are some great containers that you can find out there in the woods.
Absolutely. Jesse Brown, anything to add?
Yeah, have fun, enjoy it. Like you, I love getting out into the woods. One of my favorite things to do. Just do it.
All right, guys, there's our show. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, let me get down to the bottom of next week's show. We are in January. We are mid-January, almost into February. We are dead in the middle of winter. And one of the things which we haven't talked about this year, we haven't done this kind of show in a couple of years, winter caching tips for people unlike Chad, who's in California. But I'm urging Chad, I want to hear his winter caching tips, because it's got to be different in the winter than in the summer. Come on, Chad, you got to give me something.
So
got a week to think about
there is no winter caching. It's like stay off the roads when there's ice. Here it's like okay, if I go up the hill, if I go up into the Sierras, I can get some real winter. I've done a little winter caching in Indiana. We'll see what I come up with.
The next week, we're going to have winter caching tips for you guys for caching in the winter stuff. You know, you newbies may not know, and either you guys who've been around for years, you may not even have thought of. So we're going to do next week. Winter caching tips is going to be next week's show. So thank you, Jesse Brown. Thank you, Chad. Thank you to our callers tonight. It was a really good discussion. I feel it was a great discussion on tips for the new geocacher. And we will talk to you guys next week. So let's close the show here. Here we go. Please join us again next week as we take your calls live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, right here at the geocachingpodcast.com/live. The archived video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on most of your favorite podcatchers. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for updates on upcoming shows and general geocaching information. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of the show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to patron members. This includes base price on our swag, on our clothing. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine. Hey guys, visit these guys. Tell them we sent you there. Purchase their stuff. They're all awesome people. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we'll talk to you guys next week. We are clear.
Yay.
There we go. Guys, awesome job in the chat room. I was taking a peek every now and again. Should do a show on hiding quality caches. That's an interesting one. Hiding. I don't know how to hide a quality cache. Bounce, will you come on the show and talk about quality caching? Because I don't hide. I hide shit personally. I want to know the truth. I hide complete shit. Bounce, if you want to come on the show, what? No, I'm off air. I can swear now.
No, you're still live.
No, you're still live.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Have to edit that thing.
I don't want to edit.
Then don't swear.
Sorry, guys. Yes. But that's an interesting one. I have to think about that. Hiding quality caches. I know nothing about it. Jesse, do you know anything about hiding quality caches?
I like to find quality caches.
I know, right? Yeah, maybe we can get DJ W House on this show because he hides quality caches.
Yeah. Oh, he just said gadget caches.
Yes, he hides quality stuff.
Yes, he does.
He's the king, or WV Tim.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being in the chat room. We appreciate it. And we will talk to you guys next week. Okay, be good. Oh, Bounce House does hide. Bounce House has got all the crazy ones. Those crazy guys. Oh, dude, come on the show, man. Come on the show, dude. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Be good, everybody. Be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.